Hey people, it's Mike again, coming back at you with yet another video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Today I'm going to be talking to you about 5 things you should never do post-narcissistic abusive relationship. Now, if you like this content, if you find it to be relatable, helpful, or if it resonates with you, please smash the thumbs up button. Comment your thoughts and opinions and wisdom down below in the comment section. I really love to hear your feedback, and also please subscribe. Majorly helps out the channel. I greatly appreciate you. Now, let's get into it. The one thing that you must do first out of everything else post-narcissistic relationship or with that toxic person in question is to go permanent no contact. I mean full no contact. No little or minimal contact. You must go full no contact. And if you can't do that for whatever reason, if you're tethered to this person, whether it be through a marriage or through children, etc., if you have to see them at work or school, whatever, then just go gray rock. Become boring, bleak, and dull as a rock, hence the name gray rock. But you only do that as a last resort when you can't go full no contact after that. Maybe when the kids grow up and they graduate school and they're 18, they can do whatever they want on their own, and you don't owe anything to the narcissist, perhaps, or hopefully you don't at all. But this is the kind of destruction, chaos, and disorder that they leave behind, unjustly. But one must do is to go full no contact. Again, no minimal contact. You must block them. First and foremost, you must block them from your cell phone. You must block them off your computer, both on socials and email addresses and everything like that. Make yourself unhooverable, because some of these narcissists will try to suck you back in for a second, third, fourth, or fifth chance. And I'll get into this in a little bit, wherein you have to set higher boundaries for yourself to become unhooverable, to not be sucked back in like a vacuum cleaner by the narcissist for another fourth, fifth, millionth chance to, I don't know, just open up the wounds, open up the scars, and all of a sudden they have control over you again. And what do you know? You're in their boundaries now. You're at their mercy. So don't let yourself be subjected to that. So with having said all that, having blocked them off of any and all devices and platforms, and hopefully ideally sometimes you want to change your address or phone number. That's what I've done. And sometimes that may not even work. The narcissist will try to they'll suck you up, they'll try to hunt you down. Wherever and whenever you are. They don't care about anyone's boundaries but their own. It's always a double standard. It's boundaries for the narcissist but not for you. So that's why you gotta go no contact, regardless of whether they try to hoover you or not, because they are not ones to be trusted, and you owe absolutely nothing to them. Which will get me into my next point. Point number 2. Don't blame yourself. You have nothing to feel sorry for. You're probably asking yourself a million questions. Oh, what could I have done differently? What could I have said differently? Did I rub the narcissist off the wrong way? Am I the narcissist? And you had all these questions ruminating and throughout your head. And you were being probably tougher on yourself than you were at the time. At the time, you probably just needed some closure or someone to depend on, perhaps, hold your hand metaphorically or, literally even. But the fact of the matter is, you were left alone, you were dust, you felt like your soul was sucked. At least that's what I all felt. But don't blame yourself. Let time do its thing. 1 month or 3 months will turn into half a year of progress. That's where sometimes some of the healing begins, and then once you're able to process and not ruminate, then you're able to let time go on even more. 2, 5, 10 years. I know that may seem like a lot to you now, but just keep things at one day at a time. Just keep things one day at a time. Follow that magic rule. 1 minute at a time, 1 day at a time. Focus on yourself, and don't ever blame yourself for something that you never did to the narcissist, or something that, would otherwise happen regardless. The narcissist will always be stuck in their petulant, bullyish little ways of trying to control people, to manipulate people, to take over their psychological and even their physical health, financial health. They took a toll on your health and your wealth for sure. Most definitely. But there's a lot more to it too that runs deep. But you have to, again, process these feelings, perhaps talk it out with a trusted loved one, or a therapist, or a doctor even. Maybe just get their two cents and see whatever you can do as you go along with this healing, regardless whether it's the first year or the second year or the 5th year. Maybe this narcissist is still running rampant in your head for whatever reason. Maybe you haven't found the closure that you wanted, but you can't ever expect closure from a narcissist. You can't. That's like asking the brick wall to reason with you. It cannot be done. You have to find it within yourself. You have to find closure within yourself. So we've been over going no contact. We've gone over not blaming yourself, not being hard on yourself. Now, another thing that you must remember is don't seek validation from the narcissist. Again, as I referred to, don't fall for their stupid little tricks. When everyday conversations for hours turns into just a couple of minutes, and then they slowly flake and ghost forever entirely. And then you're one to question what's going on. Don't push the narcissist any further when you're still in it. Get out of it as soon as you can. But during the end stages of that relationship, so-called relationship, you had the love bomb, the way beginning, in that euphoric stage wherein the narcissist pretended to get on your good side. Then you had the devaluation stage wherein you were stringed along with breadcrumbs and future faking and all this stuff, which they had all planned out in general. And then you got the discard or the exit, or both. Or sometimes there is a reverse discard, like the narcissist again wants to provoke you into ending the relationship yourself because they're too lazy and cowardized to do the dirty work themselves. They can't act like adults. They can't talk like adults. They can't behave like adults. We all know that by now. But don't seek their validation, because that shows them too that you are fixated on the past, that they live rent-free in your head, and that they can control you from even miles away, from wherever in the world. That shows them that you haven't healed, that even shows yourself that you haven't healed. You must move on to better and new things, new people perhaps, but I'll get to that in a little bit. Or actually, I'll get into it right now. Don't rush yourself. Rule number 4, don't rush yourself. Don't rush things post-narcissistic abusive relationship. You have to process. You can't just, and also, you have to vet people much more closely, which I often speak of on this channel, but you really have to put it into practice much more further now, more so than ever, because there are a lot of narcissists out there. The narcissists run rampant in this world, and that's no exaggeration whatsoever. Now, am I saying like everybody is a narcissist? No, but you have to keep your you have to be able to decipher and know that people can be snakes, two-faced in nature, and they will take full advantage of you wherever and however they can. They will pretend to coddle up to you and be all nice to you, and then they'll do something which will mess up your relationship with them entirely, regardless of what that is, whether it's family, friends, so-called friends, so-called, romantic partners, or these narcissists who did you wrong romantically or whatever, these intimate relationships, neighbors, colleagues, business partners, whoever. Now, am I saying ruminate over everything that everyone ever did to you? No, I'm not trying to imply that. I'm saying use these as learning lessons, as tools, as like a stepping stool to get to where you want to be, which is higher, keeping your boundaries up high and mighty. Okay? And that's another thing that I need to emphasize. You must keep your boundaries up high and mighty. You need to vet people much more closely and to decipher. You can discern who is a narcissist. You can't read minds like that, but you certainly know the symptoms and the signs by now of a narcissist or someone with NPD, But it's a lot more prevalent than one might think, I'll tell you that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is you can't react instead of respond to a narcissist. Okay? So, let's say, for instance, they break the no contact rule. Okay? And all of a sudden, of course, you're going to be mad, sad, dismayed, or perhaps you'll contemplate seeing them again, or writing back to them, or calling them back, or taking them off your block list. That's something that you will never do, because that's why I made it rule number 1 in this video, is to go full no contact, block and delete in that order. You can't put the narcissist anymore in the future. You got to get them out of your heads. I know it's easier said than done, but with a lot of personal care and with the help of others, perhaps, you will get through this. You will improve. You just have to build up more positive energy and let that negative energy run its course. You have to work it off by being more physical, by being more mentally aware. Enjoy what it's like being without the narcissist. Remember, like, maybe if it's still maybe if you're still ruminating instead of processing, if this just happened to you perhaps, then yeah, it's going to take a while. I understand where you're coming from, but you will feel better, because these people will just these people are nothing but bad memories and nightmares in the beginning, and then they'll become nothing much more than just a faint little thing in your rear view mirror. Right? So you can't put yourself down. You can't react whenever, if the narcissist ever tries to reach out to you in the worst case scenario, you can't react. You can't react to narcissists in general, no matter who it is. It could be someone new that you meet on the street, who knows? But all I do know is that you have to respond with your silence. Okay, first of all, you need to respond and not react to the narcissist, and then respond with your silence and your indifference. If someone tries to pick a fight with you, or an argument, or what they want to start a debate with you, or put you down, or whatever it is, then just walk away. Walk away and shut that door behind you. Because there is no reasoning with the narcissist. It's useless. It's futile, excuse me. But it's fruitless as well. So that's about all I've had to say here. Remember, people, to keep your boundaries up high and mighty. Give yourself enough self-care. You come first, second, and third. You matter most. You matter most. In fact, you come first and foremost. It's not selfish to be selfish. Remember that, people. Remember that. Take it from someone who has had problems, processing certain scenarios in the past. I'm still, does it make me happy to know that it happened? Of course not. But what's in the past is what's in the past. We can only control what's in the here and now. Unlike the narcissist, who only lives for the moment and not in the moment, like the moment that we're in right now, focusing on the future, focusing on ourselves. And that's all I have to really say here, guys. But remember, if you like this content, if you like this video, and if you want to hear more, please like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, this is Mike. I thank you all for tuning in and listening. Hope you have a great day. Goodbye, everybody.